favorite comparisons too is that they compare Cotton to GH, which isn't even a valid comparison because they're not even fulfilling the same archetype. For one, Cotton is a bitter old man because he has experiences with women because that kind of made him have a negative view from society and just like in general, I could suppose. And it's the same thing for GH, but it's from like non-experience. It's from like lack of like relationship experience, people rejecting him and whatnot. And so there is commonality between the bitter old man and the the younger kind of incel men. But the difference being with these two groups is that the bitter old men would call us sissies that we can't get laid or whatever, right? So it's definitely a different mindset. They're a lot more like bootstrap mentality. There's a lot more bootstrap mentality in the kind of older generations. So, like for example, if an old guy wasn't succeeding, they'd say, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and figure it out. But for like the younger generations, they kind of expect more societal support, more family support. We're leaning more towards that direction, and the people who have kids are probably going to have kids who are more family oriented. Where boomers are like literally have no family orientation whatsoever. They do not care for their children. They do not respect their children. They do not want to help their children. There's even cases where boomers will not give their inheritance away to their grandchildren. These people have no care for their family lineage, and it's quite the opposite. Where these kind of younger men, they do have family values. They do, and they're upset that their family isn't upholding them. A lot of the problem I see is that it's a very double standard family value, where the older generations will expect us to do X or Y for them, do X or Y favor for them, X or Y thing for them, and there is no reciprocity there. There is no reciprocity. There is no reciprocal value. They will not do anything for us, but we have to do for them. I actually agree with this here from this guy. I don't think women should have selection of who gets to be their mating partner because it just creates a hierarchical problem where women will just desire certain like genes and certain types of men, and it pretty much becomes genocide because what they're doing is selecting out certain genes they don't want and selecting out certain genes they do want. So you look at this guys who are incels, for example, and these guys are atypically kind of skinny. Typically they're white. Typically they're, I would say, not the most attractive, most genetically gifted people. And so what we're doing is we're effectively doing what's called eugenics, right? And this is considered a bad thing when it's done at a systematic level. And this is effectively a systematic level, but because men are effectively seen as like second class citizens, they don't really care that they're doing eugenics on us. I'll do a Hassan video after this. So, if anyone cares, I'm gonna cover Hassan. There was this guy at Doge, and he got assaulted, so I'm gonna do that after. I'm gonna cover Hassan's comments. A lot of them are unhinged, so. But yeah, if there's a friend, if the girl doesn't want to date you or doesn't want to be with you, just ghost her. Who cares? Like, he's right here. Like, if she says I don't want to be with you, then say cool. I don't want to be with you either. Then leave. No need to waste time, right? Like, if you want some kids, you want a family, you know, don't waste time with people who want to waste your time. We already talked about this. Yeah, but there's no need to have friends of both genders because there's nothing you have in common. Like, what would you talk about? Same problem. I brought this up before. Okay, I actually corrected this guy, but I'm gonna just cover it a bit. There is nice guys. There is plenty of nice guys who are kind. They're charitable. They're family-oriented people. They're loving, but and everyone starts out as like a baby, right? Like nobody starts out as Satan. So let's think about it like this: if somebody is mean and bitter and they're kind of upset, how did they get to that point? Nobody wants to bring that up. What drove them to that point? What caused them to do this? Nobody will answer because to answer proves the point. But I don't think being kind or whatever is getting men bitches. I don't think you get bitches by being kind. I don't think being a nice man gets you bitches. So what I think gets you bitches is having money, having attraction, and having resources. And having connections. So it's not about respect. It's never been about respect. There is plenty of guys who are rude to women, who get plenty of bitches. Plenty of guys are absolutely horrid to girls. But they look nice, they have money, or they have some sort of value. So it's not about about the respect. Yes, I'm commenting in the middle of my video. I don't care. Nobody watches these anyways, so. Kind of upsetting that no one watches my commentary or my shorts or my, anything. I try uploading a lot, but it doesn't get anywhere. It's like you're fighting against a sea of giant waves. You're fighting against titans. You're fighting against giants. There's so many people on this platform who are trying to get views, trying to get content out, trying to get material to talk about, and these people sometimes have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and I'm just out here trying to make videos and do what I can, but like nobody watches, and I don't know what to do. It's kind of upsetting, if anything. You know, you can make as many videos as you want, but you'll never compete with the top dogs. They already have a set up platform, and you don't. They can effectively keep their existing audience and grow exponentially at a continuous rate because they have the existing audience to kind of get in the algorithm, and they have enough views to kind of sustain what they currently have, even if they don't get more people. I think this is more of a Fresh and Fit parody than it is a Andrew Tate parody, but yeah. Yeah, they did that to make him look long. I'm glad you understood that.